From a violent waterspout tearing through a Florida beach town, and a terrifying fire-nado rising up from a brush fire, to a panic-inducing earthquake shaking Nepal to its core, and a massive landslide swallowing a road in northern India. Here are 10 of the scariest natural disasters caught on camera. Fort Walton Beach is a small city on the Florida Panhandle. They're known as a year-round fishing and beach resort community. But in April of 2018, several vacations were ruined when a destructive waterspout came ashore. According to the Washington Post, 3 tornadoes touched down in the Gulf Coast on Sunday, April 22nd. They snapped trees, flipped RVs, and tossed small cars into nearby fields. A local named Dave Perkins braved the storm from his balcony and recorded as the waterspout turned tornado barreled down on his neighbors.
Look at that! Oh my God!
Get inside. Get inside.
Dad, my God! Get it, Dave!
Get T, go in.
Come on! Dave, get in here!
Go on inside. Get in the back. Oh no, that's headed right for our boat. I'm coming. I will.
Once Dave lost sight of it, the tornado kept moving towards City Hall, where it was strong enough to push a pickup truck out of its parking space. The sheriff's office said at least one home was destroyed, but thankfully nobody got hurt. What is most impressive is how quickly the storm came about. In a matter of a few seconds, we watch it form in the distance as Dave and his wife bicker about tornado semantics. It tears through Okaloosa Island, the barrier between the ocean and Fort Walton Beach, and then moves across the bay. His wife begs him to get inside, but Dave keeps filming. The waterspout passes over the marina and makes landfall again, causing a small explosion as it knocks down power lines. According to the Palm Beach Post, about 500 waterspouts occur in Florida annually, but most happen in the south, near Tampa, Miami, and Fort Myers. On May 15th of 2018, the small New York town of Saugerties experienced a thunderstorm for the ages. They're used to being the quiet little town where Jimmy Fallon grew up, but hail the size of apricots put them on the map for a different reason. Between 2:29 and 2:35 p.m., an EF1 tornado touched down near Route 212 between Woodstock and Saugerties. A family received the tornado warning on their phone, and one member stayed outside to capture the entire event.
Dear God.
At first, things were relatively calm, but that all changed in a flash. Unfortunately, the worst is yet to come. A few moments later, the wind picks up, and you can get a good idea of its strength when looking at the nearby trees. The storm passes right over their house, causing the trees in the front yard to shake and bend. Their trash can goes flying, but the storm isn't strong enough to move heavy equipment. It's over as quickly as it began, and everything goes back to normal. The National Weather Service confirmed that an EF1 tornado with winds upwards of 90 miles per hour passed through their town. Reports indicate that 4,700 people lost power during the storm, with many still waiting in the days that followed. They also recorded 1,000 lightning strikes per hour at the storm's peak, with non-tornado winds gusting at 78 miles per hour. Miraculously, officials have said that no injuries were reported. In December of 2019, a wild brush fire sparked on Kangaroo Island in Australia. The 1,700 square mile island sits off the coast of southern Australia and is usually a peaceful place where kangaroos, koalas, and little penguins enjoy secluded life away from the mainland. That all changed during the 2019 and 2020 brush fire season. Several fires ripped across the island, burning a quarter of it away by January 4th. Firefighters arrived as the blaze torched trees and the surrounding grasslands. There was nothing they could do but watch when the fire got so hot that it spun into a dangerous fire tornado. They're forced to seek cover in their trucks as the firenado heads straight towards them. We can't imagine how hot those spinning winds must be, and that's on top of the average weather in southern Australia. The firenado grows more intense every second as our firefighters remain a safe distance away.
Burn over? They're trying to do the people on the back there. Get ready to move. Alright. Move. Here it comes again. Get out of it. Bucking these posters.
The tornado eventually dies down, leaving a charred path of destruction in its wake. Several kangaroos hop away from the fire, hopefully making it somewhere far away. Sadly, the fire's devastated wildlife across Kangaroo Island. About 48,000 koalas were living on the island before December of 2019. By the time they put the fire out, only 8,500 were left. On August 6th of 2018, hail the size of softballs rained down on Colorado Springs and the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It began as a normal Monday, with 3,400 people at the zoo to see tigers, bears, and giraffes. But then, in the late afternoon, the sky opened up and rained hell from above. While on vacation in Colorado Springs, a man and his family got caught in the thick of it as hail fell around the zoo gift shop. Since he couldn't leave the space, recording the freak event seemed the best idea. People run for cover as the hail begins falling. Our cameraman calls it golf ball sized, but he's later disproven when a woman is holding a stone as big as a baseball. You can hear the hail bouncing off the roof as workers take cover beneath their desks. Our cameraman walks up and down the pavilion, showing they're completely surrounded. After the storm passes, we see the immense damage to his rental car. This truly was the worst vacation ever. Hopefully, he bought the insurance. He wasn't alone either. According to a zoo spokesperson, about 300 cars were undrivable after the storm passed. Some hailstones got as big as softballs and smashed windows, mirrors, hoods, and bumpers to smithereens. Sadly, the storm claimed the lives of Daisy the duck and Motswari the vulture while sending 14 other people to the hospital. Scientists had been predicting the big Himalayan earthquake for years leading up to April of 2015. They said it was a matter of time before activity between the Indian and Tibetan tectonic plates caused widespread destruction across the region. Then, on April 25th of 2015, their predictions came true. In the mid-afternoon, while some enjoyed lunch and drinks on the patio, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck near the capital city of Kathmandu. It caused untold damage to infrastructure within the city, triggered avalanches and landslides on Mount Everest, and claimed nearly 9,000 lives. A local captured the moment the quake struck while they tried to find cover. You can hear clay plates and glasses shattering on the floor before the person filming turns their attention to the city around them. We see a massive cloud of dust emitting over the rooftops ahead. A flock of birds scrambles to escape, though they seem a little panicked and disorganized. Hundreds of aftershocks followed the initial earthquake, some strong enough to be considered mini-earthquakes. Then, less than 3 weeks later, another 7.3 magnitude tremor struck the area. According to World Vision, the long-lasting event affected 8 million people. Hundreds of thousands lost everything, and nearly 1 million homes were destroyed or badly damaged. It is believed many are still recovering from this event to this day. The Indian state of Himachal Pradesh is incredibly landslide-prone. In fact, 12% of the entire country is landslide-prone, according to the Geological Survey of India, and that's excluding snow-capped areas. We assume those areas are just avalanche-prone, which isn't any better. In the Shimla district of Himachal Pradesh, heavy rain in early September caused the mountain above National Highway 5 to weaken. Locals gathered knowing what to expect, but they probably didn't expect this to happen. A few small rocks tumble off the mountainside, followed by a larger mass of rock and dirt. It causes those close by to take a step back, but maybe they should take a few more. Suddenly, the entire mountain collapses, sending those beneath running for their lives. A few brave men get closer as the landslide slows down, confident that the ground above them won't move. Thankfully, nobody got hurt during the landslide or the cleanup process. According to Watchers News, a line of cars off-camera narrowly escaped being crushed by the falling rocks. It had been 10 years since Shandong Province, China had seen a violent tornado outbreak. Then, on July 11th of 2021, at least 10 tornadoes tore through populated areas across the region. A particularly violent tornado ravaged downtown Shenzhen City, causing what some reports call catastrophic damage. It debarked trees, tossed cars like toys, and destroyed plenty of homes. Several angles from around the city show how powerful the storm was and the toll it took on the people of Shenzhen. While the footage of the tornado itself is short-lived, the aftermath footage is anything but. As you just saw, the tornado struck in a heavily populated area. The ominous sounds add another layer of fear as the twister destroys anything in its path. Several shots show the full scale of the destruction. We see parked cars that have been flipped on their roofs. Others are badly damaged, with windows blown out and dents all over, presumably from hail or any of the debris that can be seen littering the street. Another shot takes us to some sort of industrial park or construction site, and the entire place looks unrecognizable. Massive cranes have collapsed like toys, and so muddy debris completely covers any remnant of road or street. Finally, we see an area once heavily populated with trees, but now the vast majority of them are snapped and strewn about. Official reports do claim that several people were injured, but the extent of their injuries is unknown. Extreme weather enthusiast Eric Wong called this storm a worst-case scenario for downtown Shenzhen. In May of 2018, Mount Kilauea on Hawaii's Big Island decided to blow its lid. Like, really blow its lid. The earth cracked open and molten lava flew hundreds of feet into the air. The streets of Leilani Estates became a literal hellscape as fissures opened up in the ground. Imagine going for a walk when you suddenly see smoke and lava coming out of a massive crack in the pavement. Well, that was one local's reality as they navigated the dangerous terrain to film the entire event.
Oh, what are you doing? Look at that.
Lava spews up through the trees in the distance. Thankfully, our crew is far enough away to stay safe. Then again, when you're dealing with a volcanic eruption, you can't always guarantee your safety. Up the road, we find another photographer getting too close to the action. The lava moves closer, forcing both our photographers to fall back. It looks like the white-haired man inhaled too much smoke as he is forced to cover his face and walk away. Between May 3rd, when the eruptions began, and Friday, May 11th, the lava flows destroyed 26 homes and 10 other structures. According to local authorities, the event spanned 117 scalding hot acres, and fissures opening across the neighborhood emitted dangerous sulfur dioxide gases. Hopefully, our camera crew wasn't breathing those in. On September 29th of 2019, the Liligar River in central India suddenly changed course and flooded the Dipka coal mine. Workers watch from a ledge as the river floods their work site, almost like when the Ents flood Isengard in The Lord of the Rings. According to local villagers, it had been raining steadily for weeks, which caused the river to swell and change course.
भारी रौद्र रूप है जी है चले भैया आ रहे हैं यहीं पर बाप रे भयंकर बुरा है जी निकला जूता निकालना पड़ेगा.
Shots from in front of the mine show how deep the pit is compared to the flowing river. It's still somewhat cathartic, the image of water reclaiming the earth. The river slowly floods the lowest level and spreads in every direction. You can still see some trucks and heavy machinery left behind when the miners escaped before the flood. All that work to dig this massive hole, and nature attempts to reclaim the land in the matter of a day. The Dipka coal mine is India's third largest open-pit mining operation, producing more than 35 million tons of coal every year. When the mine finally reopened, some areas remained flooded under 15 meters of water. Thankfully, though, nobody was injured. Mount Semeru is an active stratovolcano in East Java, Indonesia. It's named after a sacred Hindu mountain called Sumeru, and according to legend, the gods moved it from India to create the island of Java. On December 4th of 2021, Mount Semeru experienced its most violent eruption in recent history. According to the OCHA, it released a massive burst of volcanic materials that covered the surrounding areas in a desolate sheet of ash. Drone footage from the nearby village shows what looks like a post-apocalyptic landscape. Houses are buried up to their roofs under piles of ash and volcanic debris. It almost looks like the surrounding area is one giant beach, but there should be green patches between the trees. Filmed just 24 hours after the eruption, some areas are still smoking from intense heat. We also see vehicles and machines buried where they were left abandoned after locals fled. The December 4th eruption was the second blast in 2021, as Semeru had already erupted rather violently back on January 16th. But things weren't done after that. Semeru erupted again on December 6th, claiming more lives and displacing hundreds more. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.